What's going on, guys? Right now we're going to go through each most wanted daily bounty target, and I'm going to show you how to easily complete their missions that earn their bounty reward and hopefully get you one step closer to reaching the bottom dollar bounty tier 4 rewards. Without further ado, let's meet our first most wanted target. Big man Brock Thompson. His mission is actually incredibly easy, and I'm going to show you why in just a second. So on all of the other daily bounty targets, I wasn't able to use my oppressor, but for some reason when I spawned outside, my oppressor was available to use for this mission, and because of that, it made this extremely easy. All you have to do is head over to targets A and B and destroy both signal jammers, which with the oppressor is a breeze. It's going to give you the option to go to the question mark on the map, but you really don't need to unless you feel like you need a bit more firepower. You're then going to get the location of the convoy, and it's also going to give you an interception point, and it's going to make it seem like you have to go to this in order to be prepared for when the convoy arrives, but you don't actually need to do this, and I'd recommend not because it's going to take a lot longer. So go ahead and head directly for the truck, and when you get there, since you're on an oppressor, shoot a few homing missiles at it, and get its health just below the second bar. You don't want to go all the way because it'll destroy the truck, and you won't be able to capture him alive. Once the truck stops, go ahead and kill the driver, and then Brock is going to pop out of the back in the Juggernaut suit. It's going to place you behind your bail office transporter, and then all you have to do is shoot him a bunch of times to get his health below the second bar. Again, don't go too far or you're going to kill him. Once he's able to be secured, just take out the remaining bodyguards, then run over to the target, secure him, and put him in your truck. Apparently we decided to help him change on the way. Then obviously all you got to do is drive him back safely, get him back to your bail office, and boom, we passed. This is one of the easier daily bounty target missions, and I was really surprised when I was able to still use my oppressor. Leroy O'Neil, one of the most wanted bail office bounty targets. The reward for securing him alive is 129k. This is one of the most fun and unique most wanted missions, and you'll see what I'm talking about once we get to our destination. So when you first spawn in, you're going to want to call in a fast vehicle because we have to go a decent way to get to the target. It doesn't matter what kind of vehicle it is because it's not going to be like you're using this vehicle in a firefight, so you don't necessarily need a weaponized vehicle or one with any crazy armor or protection. You really just need something to get you up the map as fast as possible. When we pull up to the destination, you'll find it's a motel, and what you're going to want to do is go over here to the right, get out of your vehicle, and go up the stairs. There should be an opening in one of the doorways, and when you walk in there, you're going to get blindsided, but that's okay because that's part of the mission. After getting knocked out, you're going to wake up in this basement. A message will pop up telling you that your clothes, weapons, and phone have all been taken. So our first step is getting out of this basement. When I first did this mission, I immediately went up the stairs, but I promise that's the wrong move. All you're going to do is get shocked and thrown down the stairs, and even if you try and break into this power box, you're not going to be able to do it with your bare hands. So the first thing, once you get up, walk straight over to this shelf and grab this pool cue. Then interact with the breaker, and now we'll be free to open up the door without getting electrocuted. As soon as you get out of the basement, go to this room on the left where you'll see your phone sitting by this couch. Once you collect it, get ready because people are going to start piling in. That pool cue that you picked up in the basement is going to be our weapon. So once people enter the room, beat them down with the pool cue, and then if they drop something better, like a baseball bat, pick it up and use that. Once you've killed everybody in the room, this is when you're going to want to start looking around and collecting things inside the farmhouse. We'll start by going straight into this room, where in the back left, you should find keys that will allow you to open any doors so that you can leave the farmhouse. And also, while searching inside, you should be able to pick up weapons such as pistols, shotguns, or SMGs. When you get near them, they should pop up on your map, alerting you to their location. Now quickly, I'm just going to walk back to that room where we came out of the basement and killed everybody, because immediately once you come out, if you make a right, there should be some sort of package that you can pick up to make a little bit extra money. Is it absolutely necessary? No, but if you happen to stumble upon it, why not pick it up? At this point, we're ready to head up the stairs, because if you haven't found them already, this should be where you're going to find your clothes. Once you get upstairs, check inside each of these rooms, and you should find a duffel bag that will allow you to change back into your clothes. Now sadly, our weapons aren't inside, so at this point, you're going to want to head to any door, unlock it, and go outside. Now you're going to want to jump down and search the perimeter. There should be a stack of brown boxes somewhere around the house, and that's where you're going to find your weapons. Once you've collected them, look for the barn and head that direction. Now this would have been a good time for someone to tell me to check my health, because you're about to get in a gunfight, so if you haven't done it already, make sure to eat some snacks and get that health up, because I certainly didn't pay attention to it and got taken out real fast. So back in this gunfight, obviously the objective here is going to be to kill everybody around except for Leroy. Luckily, he's pretty far back over by the animal pen, so you should be free to shoot everybody in the area with a low likelihood that you're going to accidentally kill him. Once you've cleared the area, head past the animal pen toward the piles of hay, and he should be hiding behind them. Just make sure that you've killed everybody else, because if you haven't, you're not going to be able to secure him until you do. Once you have him secured, all you got to do is drive him back to your bail office. You will have some guys on motorcycles and in buggies trying to stop you, so you can take them out in any way you see fit, or just drive straight through, because they probably won't do enough damage to blow up the truck. Now just finish taking him back to your bail office and we're all done. We've secured Leroy O'Neil, and after processing, we're going to get that 129K. We're going after Grace Whitney, and if we secure her alive, we'll earn a reward of 126K. Like a majority of these most wanted missions, we're not going to have access to an oppressor or anything like that, so I suggest you just call in the fastest car and get moving. Don't worry about calling in an armored vehicle because you're not going to need it. Most of what we're going to be doing is either inside or on a rooftop. So once you have your vehicle, start heading to the location marked on your map, which happens to be the morgue. You're going to want to head around the building to the back here and just take out the one guard standing in front of the door. Once inside, take out the 2 guards, and then go to this cabinet on the right where we'll be looking for Grace Whitney's body, because as the story goes, she's faked her death. Now just take a picture of the body to prove that this isn't her, and after Jeanette's done talking, we can go back outside. Hop in your car, and instead of going back around the building, make a left and take this ledge right onto the highway. Keep heading down the highway as fast as possible until you get the location of Grace Whitney's gallery. Once you get to the location, go into the underground garage, park, and take out the 2 guards standing by the elevator. Once inside, you're going to be put in stealth, so you can go about this quietly if you want to, but there's really no harm in alerting the guards, because either way you're going to have to make your way up to the roof. While blasting through her security team, Jeanette will tell you that there are things that you can pick up that are worth some money, so if you happen to see it, go ahead and grab it, otherwise it's not necessary. Once you've taken out everybody inside, head up the elevator, and start making your way around the roof, where there's also going to be guards waiting for you. Now go up the first flight of stairs, and on the way, take out the helicopter that's circling the building. As you approach the final stairs leading to the roof, you'll see another helicopter dropping off guards. Go ahead and try and take that out, but don't do what I did and wait till it gets close to you and then shoot it with an RPG, because this is what happened. Not that it actually matters because I still had an extra life, but it just slowed things down a bit. Once you make your way back to the helipad, take out any remaining security, then use the stun gun or any other method of subduing Grace Whitney. Then simply secure her and take her back to your bail office. Depending on the location of your bail office, it could be a really short drive. And once we have her back, we're all done, and now we can just wait for her to be processed so we can claim our 126K reward. We're going to be doing another most wanted bail office bounty target, and today, that's Cleo Song. Once you spawn in, you're going to want to call one of your faster vehicles. It doesn't need to be armored, because we're not going to be in a gunfight inside the car. Once prompted, head over to Richard Majestic Studios as fast as possible. Once you pull up to the studio, don't immediately go onto the lot. Stop here and get out. Jump up to the left, take out this guard, and then hack this door. This will allow you to get into the studio office so that later on, we can easily access the stage. You would need to do this at some point anyway, so you might as well get it done now. Now once we're back outside, you can start taking out some of the security and looking for costumes and the call sheet, which will be inside one of the trailers. There's no way to be sure which one it is, so you're going to have to check a bunch of them. But the easiest thing to do is to go over to this trailer here and put on one of the masquerade costumes. There are other outfits that you can pick up along the way, but this one gives you the most access, so no security should bother you after putting this on. Now you can freely go to each trailer and try to find the call sheet. Once you do, open up your camera, snap a picture, and send it to Jeanette. This is how you'll get the location of which set Cleo Song is on. Once you have the location, swipe the keycard and head inside. There will be security guarding the set, and while you could wait to take them out until after you found Cleo, I found the easiest thing to do is to take them out immediately so that there's no chance of chaos after finding her. There's really no downside to this because it's not like she's going to run away, so once you've taken everybody out, just go up to each of the marked actors and point a gun at them. They'll take off their masks, and eventually one of them will be Cleo Song. Now just stun her or find a way to subdue her without killing her, secure her, and bring her to the transporter. At this point, all you have to do is drive her back safely, and once you do, you'll have completed the mission. Now all you have to do is wait for her to be processed, and you can collect your 122K reward. Chaz Lieberman, one of the most wanted bail office bounty targets. I'm going to show you how to find and secure him alive, so you can get that 125K reward. When you first spawn in, you're going to want to call in a somewhat armored vehicle, just because you will be shot at while driving around, but it doesn't need to be anything special. Something like the Karuma or the vehicle I called in will do just fine. Jeanette will then tell you to head to La Mesa to search for Chaz. Once there, you'll be tasked with finding and hacking 3 cell towers to triangulate his location. There are 4 possible areas around La Mesa where you can find the cell towers. It should be pretty obvious whether or not you're in the right place if you see enemies on the map and near the buildings. If you're struggling to find them, go up the ladder or find your way onto one of the taller buildings in the area and look around for the cell towers. You can go about them in any order you'd like, but for this video, I'm going to say the first location is right when you get across the bridge into La Mesa. You just continue going straight, and you're going to find a driveway off to your right, where on the building in front of you, you'll find enemies waiting, as well as a ladder to get up to the cell tower in order to hack it. In each of these locations, you're typically going to find one enemy on the ground and one up near the cell tower. Once you've successfully hacked the first cell tower, go back onto the street where you came in, make a right, and then a left to the next street. The next cell tower location will be on this road off to the left. It should be pretty obvious, as you'll have enemies waiting on the ground next to the ladder. Take out the enemies, go up the ladder, and hack the second cell tower. If you stay up near the cell tower for a second, you can actually see the third location directly in front of you. So all you have to do is get back in your vehicle and go straight down this small alleyway toward this building, where again you'll see enemies waiting on the ground near the ladder. So if you haven't figured this out already, if you happen to see enemies standing outside of a building, you know you're in the right place. With this location, however, there's also a ladder in the back of the building, so if you want, you can go around and climb the ladder back there. Once you've hacked the last cell tower, get back in your vehicle and await Jeanette's update on Chaz's location. Don't go too far though, because it's going to be super close by. Once you get to the warehouse where they're holding Chaz Lieberman, you'll notice that this building is directly next to an LS Customs. Now before you go inside, just realize there are two ways that you can go about this. If you go in guns blazing, you're going to have to do this really quickly before Chaz loses all of his health. It's not that it's all that difficult, it's just that you have to make sure that you kill each and every enemy before you can help Chaz escape. The other way you can do this is in stealth, although much like the other method, you still have to do it pretty quickly. If you take too long trying to take out each and every enemy quietly, there's a chance Chaz's health may be too low by the time you get to him. So in my opinion, go in quietly, take out a few enemies, and if they happen to see you, start popping off and pick up the speed. Once you get to Chaz, all you gotta do is walk up to him and secure him. And then just like that, we're all done. Until this. Yeah, so once they blow up your transporter, you're gonna have to do a lot of shooting. Just a quick tip, when you first walk outside, after the cutscene, you're probably gonna be focused on the enemies on the ground, but there's gonna be two that pop up on the building directly across from you, and you need to watch out because they can do the most damage not only to you, but more importantly to Chaz. As you can see, those guys did some serious damage to him. So wait for those two and take them out first, or directly after taking out the guys that you first see on the ground, before heading down the tracks. As you continue moving down the tracks, more enemies will continue to spawn in front of you, and you're going to want to keep an eye out for the ones that are on the second level, meaning anyone that can shoot down at you from either a rooftop or a walkway. And another quick tip, I found it easiest to actually get some distance between me and Chaz Lieberman, because this way he's not in harm's way. So if you can, try and take out the enemies and move up to the next set as quickly as possible. Again, there's going to be plenty of enemies that you have to roll through, so this might take a while, but the most important thing is that you don't lose 2 lives and that you keep an eye on Chaz's health. Once you've taken them all out, your bail office transporter will spawn in a parking lot nearby, and then all we gotta do is drive him back to our bail office and we'll be done. I wouldn't say this is a really difficult mission, but it's certainly long because there are so many different enemies you have to take out and there are multiple steps before you can find Chaz. And then even once you find him, you have a long journey because of what happens to your bail office transporter. Overall, it's a pretty fun mission with a bunch of twists and turns, but at the end of the day, all that matters is that we captured and secured Chaz Lieberman alive, which means we can collect that 125k reward and toss that dude in our holding cell. Omar Garcia, one of the most wanted bounty targets in GTA 5 Online. Of course, we're first going to head over to our computer and select the Omar Garcia bounty. Then we just gotta wait until Jeanette gives us her little pregame speech, and now we're ready for some action. Now when you first spawn in, I'm going to suggest you call in a fast and somewhat protected vehicle. A Kuruma or something like the weaponized Ignis that I called in will do the job. You might ask if this is even necessary since later on we'll be in another car when the chase begins, but personally I like to get back into my car and finish the job that way because my car has more armor and in this case is much faster since this is an HSW vehicle. But enough of that, let's finish making our way to the Life Invader office because that's how we're going to start this mission. Now when you make it to Life Invader, I like to park my vehicle like this because once we leave here we're going to be heading that direction toward the LS car meet. So what I'm going to do is mark out the LS car meet on the map first because even though we will be given the location after we leave here, it'll be some time before it pops up on the map as the destination. So I can probably make it a good portion of the way there using my waypoint before it pops up in yellow. Just FYI, if you happen to hit anybody outside of the Life Invader offices, or you for whatever reason start shooting your gun outside, you will alert the guards, and while you can still complete the mission with ease, it just goes a lot smoother if you do this quietly, so then you don't have to worry about any cops or anybody else being outside when you leave the building. Alright, with that out of the way, all we gotta do now is hack the door, and now we can go inside. When you first walk in, immediately to the right there's gonna be one guard and one camera right in front of you that you gotta take out. So pop both of them, and then run up these stairs and take out the guard right in front of you. You don't need to continue going forward, just immediately make a left up the stairs, pop this guard and the camera behind him. Now in this spot there's going to be a guard on patrol, so just wait until he comes back toward this direction, and then pop him over here so that nobody else sees, then take out the next guard. And now I'm not sure if it matters which one you take out first, but either way take out the camera and the guard, and then move to the door where that guard was standing in front of. Now hack the door, and this time you are going to have to do a fingerprint clone, so just like during the Cayo Perico heist, you're going to start at the top with the first one, then go down to the second one, start with the first one again, count to 2, then go down to the third, start with the first one again, count to 3, and so on until you finish the fingerprint. Then once you're in this room, hack the servers near the whiteboard. When you get into it, you're going to see 4 nodes on the left and 4 on the right. This is essentially a guessing game the first time around, so try and find a pattern that you like, whether that's connecting the first node on the left to the second node on the right, or the first node on the left to the last one on the right. Just make sure to remember which ones that you tried already, so that we can do this by process of elimination. Now go over to the second server and do the exact same thing, and eventually you'll end up testing the right connection. Once you finish with that, head back downstairs, go outside, get in your car, and start immediately driving to the LS car meet. And once you get close, you can either park your car wherever you'd like, right outside the LS car meet toward the left side of the garage, or you can pull it right up to the garage, because either way your car is going to be right outside of there once we leave the LS car meet. Once inside, you're going to have to find a way to enter the test track, and the only way you're going to be able to do that is if you're in disguise. So there are 2 different locations that you can go to find outfits. One location is going to be over by this van on top of these brown boxes. If it's not there, then go up these stairs and you'll find it right next to this white box truck on top of these brown boxes. Once you have the outfit, run over to the yellow circle to enter the test track. Once inside, you'll see 4 car options in front of you. Pick any of these 4 cars and hop in. Now all you have to do is look for Omar, who's somewhere on the track, and run into him to get this cutscene to begin. Once outside, he's going to make a right out of the LS Car Meet garage, and now you're going to have your choice. You can either continue chasing him in the car that you're in, or you can back up slightly and get back in the car that you brought here. I always end up taking the car that I brought because, like I said, it's much faster and has much more armor, because he is going to have some goons chasing you and shooting at your car. Now this is the fun part. All you got to do is ram into him a bunch of times, and your objective is to damage him enough so that he gets out of the car. Now once he stops, he may get out and start shooting at you, so make sure you take out your stun gun and stun him before he does any real damage to you. As soon as you do that, go over and secure him. Now all that's left to do is drive him back to our bail office. You will have some guys chasing you, but if your bail office is close, this shouldn't be a problem. Then just pull up to the yellow circle, and we're all done. We successfully secured Omar Garcia. Now in order to get paid, we just gotta wait for him to be processed, and we can take that bounty reward. So there you have it. Those are all the most wanted bail office bounty targets in GTA 5 Online. Hopefully you found this video helpful, and if you did, feel free to leave a like. Otherwise, as always, I thank you for watching, take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Skull.